Welcome to A Shot of Rock. I am your host, Alex, and I'm here today to talk to you about a show that I went to. The show that I went to occurred on September 27th in Waterloo, Iowa at Spicoli's, which is now a barcade. When the fuck did that happen, Spicoli's? This show is part of the Die Motherfucker Die reunion tour, which has the original lineup for the band Dope. For the bands that I got to see at this show, we have Paths of Least Resistance, Gravecore, Motograter, Flaw, and of course, well, obviously Dope. So let me give you a quick rundown on the bands themselves. We'll start out with Paths of Least Resistance, and it is made up of Brian, bass, Evan, drums, Michael, guitar, Chris, guitar, and Tom, vocals. And they are from the Waterloo, Iowa area. I forgot I moved the picnic table in my backyard while mowing, so I was confused on why there was a limb hitting my head. After them, we had the guys from Gravecore, and it is made up of some really fucked up stage names. We have Arlie Vaughn, vocals, Christ, guitar, Scott A.D., rhythm guitar, Cody Crypt, bass, and JJ, drums. They are from the Cedar Falls area, and the band has been together since 2007. They are unsigned, but they do have a little music video, so here's a little clip of what they sound like for their song, The Funeral March is On.
Annihilation, generation, called all cats across the nation. We heard it all and it's time to rise now.
I keep hearing shit move in the field, and it's freaking me out every once in a while. So next up, we had Motograter, and that is made up of James, vocals, Nuke. Seriously, the amount of bugs that are eating me right now, I might have to finish this in the house. Let's try that again. Nuke, fuck, guitar, and backing vocals. Ball sacks. Mylon Guy, bass, Noah, aka Shark, drums, Joey Weiss, vocals, electronics, sampling, and percussion, Dustin, or Skunk, the Motograter, and Jesse, guitars. This band has been around since 1995. It's been through a lot of lineup changes. The band kind of disbanded for a while, but it came back together in 2013 at Knotfest. They were making a new CD. It's called Desolation, and they have a song out for it called Parasite, which has a new music video. Look at my dog, isn't she cute? Look at that. She's adorable. And just recently on October 3rd, the band signed a new record deal. They haven't released who it is yet, but maybe by the time I'm done editing this, they will have, and I'll just kind of it right there. Next up, we had Flaw, and that's made up of Chris, vocals, Jason, guitar, Ryan, bass, and Corey, drums. These guys are from Louisville, Kentucky. They just in August of this year put out a new CD called Divided We Fall. And of course, we have the headlining band. For those of you who don't know, the original lineup for Dope is Etzel, vocals, Virus, guitar, AC, bass, and Rassi, drums. And they have a new CD. It's out at the end of this month on October 28th, my sister's wedding day. It is called Blood Money Part 1. It has a couple music videos out. We have the first one that came out a couple years ago, and that is called Selfish.
I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I'm selfish, and I smoke and drink too much.
Then we had Blood Money.
Death, trust, guns, swoosh, goddamn, all of our sex, drugs, blood, lust.
And then we have Hold On.
Why do I hold on? Why do you walk away? Hold on, no matter what you tell me.
I don't have the best pictures from this one. Dope has these giant LED walls, which are amazing, and they took up a lot of room. The first two bands, there was only drummers on stage. With Motograter, they had a couple people on stage, and they would jump down, switch spots, but most of the people were on the floor. Flaw, they were all on stage. However, there wasn't a lot of room to move. For Dope, they were fine because that's their setup. For Paths of Least Resistance, let's start there. Their first band, it makes sense. What we have was a very young band who has gone through a lot of lineup changes. I think they need to rehearse more before they do shows. because honestly it came off as a little chaotic to watch. In the beginning their sound was even a little chaotic. I can't tell you if that's how they actually sound, but as they went on, their sound a little bit more smooth and pieced together than it was in the beginning. I think they were just nervous. Also, the way they moved, they were all disjointed. It was like watching multiple bands. So that made it very hard to watch. Next up, we had Gravecore. This is maybe my third or fourth time seeing these guys. I really like their shows. They will be going on a 1-year hiatus to work on new music. Those guys always put on a great show. The crowd in the Waterloo and Des Moines areas really seem to love them. And they do have a great stage presence. I think they just need to get more of their music out there in order to get that following, because I think they could do it. Motograter. This is my second time seeing Motograter. The first time I saw them was at the Civil Unrest tour. I definitely have to say that I liked this set better. I think it helped. This time I was more up close. The audio was better. But all around, these guys were amazing to watch. They are fabulous. Their music was amazing. Their stage show, even though not all of them were on stage, was fabulous. They kept having to switch spots. I can't wait to see these guys again because I would love to see them headlining for once, so I can get more of how they move when they're on a bigger stage and when they're in charge. That's quick, we'll move on. And now, Flaw! I've watched videos of them and how much they move on stage, and it's just amazing. During this show, it was stagnant for me, where it started out really good, but then it just kind of stayed the same because only like one member was able to move. And they even discussed that while they were on stage, saying that they didn't have a lot of room to move, so they weren't even able to jump that much as they normally do, which was kind of disappointing. So I would like to see them again before I actually say anything too much about their set, because they weren't able to be themselves, and I'm aware of that just as I am aware with Motograter. They had no room. I can't wait to see both bands again. And now we have the headliner for the night. Dope! I have to say, holy shit, that was an amazing set. Just their stage presence, and it was their sound guy, Sergio, aka Slurgio's birthday, so they kept giving him shit. AC kept eating candy corn during the set. At one point, he was starting to throw them at the security guy, and the security guy would just kind of turn around and look. And I think it took like maybe 6 times before AC started to laugh, and then the guy realized who was doing it and didn't look like he was gonna punch somebody. Nikki! Those guys move like crazy. Their show is amazing. I can't wait until they go on tour in support of Blood Money Part 1. I don't know if it's gonna be the same lineup. It could be different. I really hope it's the same lineup because that was an amazing show, and I would love to get better pictures considering this venue, Spicoli's, does not have a press pit. It's basically come at your own risk, and I don't get to get the angles and stuff that I normally want. I do get to shoot more. I can shoot as many as I want, but I'm not getting the access that I need, the angles that I need. And frankly, I'd love to shoot everybody else again because most of the members weren't even lit, even though they had access to a certain light. I was a lighting designer in school. That's one of the things that I did. I was a lighting and sound designer for theater, so I am very critical. It makes me work harder, and I am practically blind. So when it's super dark, I can barely see through my viewfinder to tell if I'm in focus, because normally I can fix the picture if it's at least in focus and it's dark. I'm able to fix it. However, when it's too dark, I can't see, and then I'm fucked and my pictures are shitty. Altogether, Paths of Least Resistance needs a little bit of work. And then we have Gravecore. Always sounds amazing, always gets the crowd pumped. Motograter, you guys are fabulous, and I can't wait to see you guys again. Hopefully on a stage that you actually fit. Flaw, you're great, you sound amazing, but I would love to see you live where you're actually able to move. Also, itty bitty little fact, the lead singer of Flaw actually ended up giving literally the shirt right off his back to somebody in the audience after the show. It meant a lot to her, so that was awesome. And then there's Dope, who's amazing, and I will never be missing one of your shows anytime you come to Iowa, because you guys are fabulous to see. I would like to see a different lineup with you guys. Hopefully they're as good, or maybe they're better to watch. I don't know. But I really like the original lineup, just absolutely fabulous. We'll see what happens. The tour in support of the Blood Money Part 1. That's it for A Shot of Rock. I am your host, Alex. This has been my review of the Die Motherfucker Die tour stop at Spicoli's in Waterloo, Iowa. And we'll see you at the rock show.